I'd like Chair Tide to be our first presiding officer. We'd like you to demonstrate a primary and a secondary amendment. We would also like you to demonstrate to refer to a committee. Refer both amendments and the motion in their original form. Your topic for discussion is to conduct the Food for America program. Repeated. We'd like you to demonstrate a primary and a secondary amendment. We would also like you to demonstrate to refer to a committee. Refer both amendments and the motion in their original form. Your topic for discussion is to conduct the Food for America program.
You have asked us to demonstrate a primary and secondary amendment. We are also to include refer to a committee. We are to refer both amendments in our original form, and we are to discuss Food for America program. We've been asked to demonstrate a primary and a secondary amendment. We are to refer this in its original form, and we are to discuss Food for America. House will come to order. What is the pleasure of the House?
Madam Chairman.
Mr. Adams.
Madam Chairman, I move that our chapter take part in a Food for America program.
Madam Chairman, I second the motion.
Motion has been made and seconded that our chapter participate in the Food for America program. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chairman.
Mr. Adams.
Madam Chairman, I think that our chapter should partake in a Food for America program. I think that our officers could go over to an elementary school somewhere and teach the young kids about the Food for America program. As we all know, the Food for America program is where you have your officers go over and teach kids where their food comes from. A lot of children don't understand where their food comes from. They just think their mom brings it home from the grocery store. This will educate children, and plus it will give us a lot of recognition.
Madam Chairman.
Mr. Huddleston.
Madam Chairman, I'm opposed to this motion. Our chapter don't have enough time right now to go to the other schools and teach the little kids where their food comes from. At this time, everybody in our chapter is very busy. We just don't have time for it.
Madam Chairman.
Mr. Grice.
Madam Chairman, I'm also in favor of this motion. I feel that teaching the youngsters where the food comes from would be very educational for them, and it would also be kind of a school program.
Madam Chairman.
Mr. Vine.
Madam Chairman, I move that we amend this motion to start a Food for American program by adding the words that we do it in second week of March.
Madam Chairman, I'll second the amendment.
Amendment has been made to the motion which has the words start in the second week of March. Is there any discussion on the amendment?
Madam Chairman.
Mr. Vine.
Madam Chairman, I'm in favor of the amendment. I think that we should do this in the second week of March. We don't have anything going this time.
Madam Chairman.
Mr. Adams.
Madam Chairman, I think that we should have it the second week of March, as Mr. Vine said. We don't have anything scheduled at that time, but I think that we should amend the amendment by adding the words and have it at the Winnfield kindergarten.
Madam Chairman, I second the amendment.
Amendment to the amendment has been made which states have it at the Winnfield kindergarten. Is there any discussion as to the amendment?
Madam Chairman.
Mr. Adams.
Madam Chairman, the Winnfield kindergarten, as we all know, is in the center of town. It's where all the kindergarten students go, and I have some cousins that are over there, and I know that they don't know a lot of times where their food comes from. It would be an excellent project for us to go over to the kindergarten and put on the Food for America program.
Madam Chairman.
Mr. Carter.
Madam Chairman, hearing our discussion of hearing the differences that we have spoken, I move that we refer this motion and its amendments to a committee.
Madam Chairman, I second the motion.
A motion has been made and seconded that we refer the motion which states to have a Food for America program, the primary amendment being having it the second week of March, and the secondary amendment having it at the Winnfield kindergarten is referred to committee. Is there any discussion on referring this to committee?
Madam Chairman.
Mr. Carter.
Madam Chairman, as I have stated, we have differences in our group, in our discussion. We could refer this item to a committee and hear their viewpoints on the idea, like if we should have it at the kindergarten, or like what other school in the parish we could have it at.
Madam Chairman.
Mr. Vine.
Madam Chairman, I'm opposed to referring the motion and the amendments to the committee. I think that we should go ahead and take action on this and not throw away.
Questions been called for. We now proceed to vote. All in favor of referring the motion and the primary and secondary amendment to amendment to a committee, please raise your hand at the tap of the gavel. Down, please. All opposed, like sign. Down, please. The motion passes. The motion which states that have a Food for America program, the primary amendment, have it in the second week of March, and the secondary amendment, have it at the Winnfield Kindergarten School, has been referred to a committee. What is the pleasure?
Madam Chairman, I direct parliamentary inquiry.
Mr. Carter, state your inquiry.
Madam Chairman, isn't the chairman supposed to appoint the committee?
Yes, Mr. Carter, the chairman should. The committee to investigate this will consist of Mr. Vines, Mr. Huddleston, and Mr. Carter, and Mr. Vines being the chairman. What is the further pleasure of the House? Our judges, we completed our signed motions and wait for the pleasure.
Chair forward. We would like for you to demonstrate the motion to postpone definitely. Also perform the motion previous question. During the demonstration, have the action to rise to a point of order and challenge the chairman's decision. Your topic is that you chapter attend the LSU Livestock Show. Repeating, we would like you to demonstrate the motion to postpone definitely. Also perform the motion previous question. During the demonstration, have the action to rise to a point of order and challenge the chairman's decision. Your topic is that you chapter attend the LSU Livestock Show.
You've asked us to demonstrate postpone definitely. We're also to demonstrate, we're to have a point of order during discussion to be. This meeting will now come to order. What's better than that?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I move that our chapter go in and visit the LSU Livestock Show.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Motion has been made, seconded. Our chapter to go and visit the LSU Livestock Show. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, we have members that are interested in showing livestock next year, and I believe that we should go and visit the LSU Livestock Show. We can go and get some ideas on how to show the livestock, how to groom, and we'll get a lot of ideas for our students who would like to show livestock next year.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr.
Chairman, I also feel like Mr. Adams. This would be an excellent opportunity for our students in our chapter who plan to show livestock to learn. And the members who are showing livestock, it would be a great opportunity for them too.
Mr. Chairman.
Madam Baxley.
Mr. Chairman, I'm opposed to this. The LSU Livestock Show is coming up in the next couple of weeks, and the ones that are going, they already have livestock, have already made their plans, and I feel that if we take the whole chapter down there, since it is in Baton Rouge, and we live in Winnfield, and it's a long way out, far away, I think that this wouldn't be good for our chapter to go this year.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, since we do not know much about this show and how much it's going to cost and everything, I move that we postpone this motion to our next meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Motion has been made, seconded. We postpone this motion definitely until our next meeting. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I think we should postpone this till our next meeting. We don't know much about it, and we can learn more about it and decide who we're going to go.
Mr. Chairman, I rise to a point of order.
Mr. Carter, state your point of order.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Huddleston is talking while seating, and according to Robert's Rules of Order, this is incorrect.
Mr. Carter, your point of order is not sustained.
Mr. Chairman, I direct an appeal from the decision of the chair.
Mr. Adams, take your appeal.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Huddleston was speaking while seated, and according to Robert's Rules of Order, Mr. Carter's point of order should be sustained.
Mr. Chairman, I second the appeal.
The appeal has been made, seconded. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Adams.
Mr. Chairman, as I stated, Mr. Huddleston was speaking while he was seated without proper recognition from the chair. And according to Robert's Rules of Order, he was incorrect, and Mr. Carter's point of order should have been sustained.
Question.
Question has been called for, now proceed to vote. All who support the chair, please stand at the tap of the gavel. Down, please. All opposed, like sign. Down, please. The chair is not sustained. Huddleston, you are out of order. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I move the previous question.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Previous question has been called for, now please keep in mind this requires a 2/3 vote to pass. This motion is undebatable and unamendable will come to immediate vote. All in favor of the previous question, please stand at the tap of the gavel. Down, please. All opposed, like sign. Previous question has passed. We now proceed to vote. All in favor of postponing this motion indefinitely, please stand at the tap of the gavel. Down, please. All opposed, like sign. This motion is postponed indefinitely. Watch your vote motion out. Honorable Judge, we have completed our signed motions and action. Watch your vote motion.
Chair Farouk. We would like for you to discharge a committee. Previous notice of this motion was given. An item was referred and action must be taken. The topic for discussion is for your chapter to purchase livestock scales. Repeated. We would like for you to discharge a committee. Previous notice of this motion was given. An item was referred and action must be taken. The topic for discussion is for your chapter to purchase livestock scales.
You've asked us to demonstrate to discharge a committee. We are to discharge a committee that was referred an item, and we must take action on it. We are to discuss buying livestock scales. We've been asked to demonstrate discharge the committee. We are to discharge a committee that was referred an item, and we are to take action on it. Notice was given. Previous notice has been given. And for our discussion, we are to discuss purchasing livestock scales. The House will come to order. What is the pleasure of the House?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Adams.
Mr. Chairman, 2 months ago we referred an item of business that stated we were to purchase livestock scales for our chapter. We referred it to a committee. Well, they were to report back at our last month's meeting, and they have not done so at this time. We discussed discharging them at the previous meeting, and we have given previous notice. I move that we discharge this committee.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
A motion has been made and seconded that we discharge the committee. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Adams.
Mr. Chairman, as I stated, we referred this item of business thinking that the committee would report back at our last month's meeting. However, they had not reported back, and they have not done their job yet. Therefore, I think that we should disband the committee and discharge this committee.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Vine.
Mr. Chairman, I'm opposed to discharging this committee. We should go ahead and give them another month. We won't be needing the scales until next October at the fair, and we need to know more about the price and stuff on them, so I think we should not discharge this committee.
Question has been called for. Since previous notice has been given to discharge this committee, it only requires a majority vote. All in favor of discharging the committee, please stand at the tap of the gavel. All opposed, like sign. The committee is discharged. Is there any discussion on the motion that we purchase livestock scales?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Vine. Mr. Grice.
Mr. Chairman, I feel that this would be a very good idea. We need new livestock scales for our chapter. Ours are broken. We have to share them with every other chapter in our parish.
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Baxley.
Mr. Chairman, I'm also in favor of purchasing livestock scales. I feel that if we have these scales, we know, like our market animals, how much they need to gain by weighing them, how much they need to gain for our upcoming shows, and I feel that our chapter needs these scales.
Mr. Chairman, I'll rise to the point of order.
Mr. Adams, state your point of order.
Mr. Chairman, you said that we were discussing a motion. However, we only have an item of business. Therefore, we should only be discussing an item of business at this time.
Mr. Adams, Your point is sustained. The chair is out of order.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Adams.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we purchase livestock scales.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Motion has been made and seconded that we purchase livestock scales. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Adams.
Mr. Chairman, I think this is an excellent idea. We have our shows coming up pretty soon, and we need to have a way to measure our hogs and our beef product. Therefore, I think that it'd be an excellent idea for us to purchase the scale.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Vine.
Mr. Chairman, I oppose this. We have some scales we can use at the fairgrounds anytime, and they're very expensive.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Huddleston.
Mr. Chairman, I'm in favor of this motion. Mr. Grice has already stated, we share the scales in our parish among each chapter. And our chapter desperately needs a pair of scales for itself and to use and measure its animals. So I'm in favor of this motion.
Question. Question has been called for. We will now proceed to vote on the motion which says that our chapter purchase livestock scales. All in favor of this motion, please raise your right hand and tap the gavel. All opposed, like sign. The motion passes. Our chapter will purchase livestock scales. What is the further pleasure of the House? Honorable Judge, we have completed our assigned motion and await your further pleasure.
We have a question for each of you. Chair 1. Name 3 reasons for withdrawing a motion. Name 3 reasons for withdrawing a motion.
3 reasons for withdrawing a motion are: the motion is not needed, other business may need to come before the House, and to reword the motion.
Chair 2. Name 3 motions that are amendable but not debatable. Name 3 motions that are amendable but not debatable.
3 motions that are amendable but not debatable is recess as a privileged motion, to close nominations, and to open nominations.
Chair 3. Name 3 actions that can be reconsidered. Name 3 actions that can be reconsidered.
The 3 actions that can be reconsidered are withdrawal when it is made in the form of a motion, orders of the day, and object to the consideration of a motion.
Chair 4. What happens if one member objects to general consent and no motion has been made? What happens if one member objects to general consent and no motion has been made?
Motion must be made that you must vote by another means of voting, by hands or standing or something.
Chair 5. Name 3 major actions that a committee does after being referred an item of business. Name 3 major actions that a committee does after being referred an item of business.
3 actions that committee does after being referred an item of business: they gather information, report back, and act on the item of business.
Chair 6. Name 2 unclassified motions. Name 2 unclassified motions.
2 unclassified motions are take from the table and reconsider.
Y'all can remain in here the rest of the time.
In third place, Assumption. In second place, Gilbert.
All right.
And in first place, the state winner of the Parliamentary Law contest, Winnfield.
All right, Winnfield, go.
Would the judge like to say any words?
Kristy?
Didn't flash it. Raise the flash up on it. Is it up?
Roll it like that?
Should we grab it fast?
No.
Try one more. We got 20 shots away.
We gonna get a bunch of.
Push it all the way down, it didn't.
Didn't do it.
Good job.
Kristy, would you please keep your mouth shut?